Morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. A Sleepy Boy here. What up, Sleepy fam? Welcome to No More Future. And I'm sorry, that wasn't the end of it, the last part. I downloaded the new version, the 12.0 version, but I completely deleted it, and I've been using the old one. I did not notice it. Yup, my bad. I'm really bad with that. But yeah, support this channel, let's watch this video, or subscribe, like, comment, share to friends and loved ones, and let's get back to the game. You awaken in your bedroom once again after who knows how long, sitting on the strange contraption you now call a bed. Your memories of last night are fairly blurry. You recall your uneventful trip from Nem's condo to your own, your muffled steps down the stairs. Your muffled steps down the stairs as you reach your floor, you bidding your friend goodbye for the night. Your umpteenth attempt at crying yourself to sleep on the couch. Yesterday was more eventful than you could have ever imagined, a roller coaster of emotions that had you gripping the edge of your seat all the way through. Though it was full of pleasant moments alongside your friends and family, it was also full of reminders that you're now more lonely and despised than ever. Definitely not a nice thought to wake up to, all things considered. You've half a mind to go right back to sleep when you notice a strange feeling, or rather a strange thought, bugging you the wrong way. Is this a message? Hey there, kiddo. Call me whenever you wake up, alright? I got big plans for today I want to discuss with you. The message appears to have been sent by Mary at about 8 a.m., which was 2 hours ago already. Wow, someone outside is speeding through the subdivision. Think about that. And then when they bump into someone, they're mad. They're like, oh, there should be more speed bumps here, well, why don't you just need to be... People complain about speed bumps, and then when they want to put it in because they themselves don't want to accidentally hit someone because they're speeding inside a place that's supposed to be, at max 20 kilometers per hour. And looks like our neighbor's dog is barking. I'm a little bit ticked off, not gonna lie, but yeah. Seems like Natalie spoke the truth when she said she's made your notifications a lot less intrusive. You didn't even notice you'd receive a message, busy as you were dreaming about who knows what. It seems like Pandora, or at the very least, your friends in the science division aren't lying when they say they care about you. Either way, what could Mary want from me on a weekend? As curiosity gets the best of you, you decide to call her back while you head to the living room for once, untouched by your routine feelings of hunger and thirst. The Siamese's phone is already ringing by the time you sit down on your couch. Turns out that Mary's number, alongside many others from the company, had already been pre-registered in your database in case you ever needed it. All you needed to find it was applying what Natalie taught you 2 days earlier. Among your contacts, there are numerous scientists you don't recall talking to, some engineers you never had the chance to meet, and, of course, plenty of lawyers. It seems like Jasper's number isn't on the list though. Probably for the better. You cannot imagine a situation where you'd want to. Oh hey, sleepyhead! She's sleepy boy. Finally got that message, haven't you? You can't even finish your thought before Mary picks up the phone. Her voice is ever cheerful even on an early weekend morning. Hey, everything alright? Of course, why do you ask? You don't usually send messages this early in the morning. If anything, I do. Ha! Don't worry, I'm alright. Oh, sorry, I think I breathed into the mic. My bad. I was just wondering if you had any plans for the rest of the day. You're a little surprised by her sudden request. Not really. No. Why? Oh, I thought it'd be cool to invite you over to the labs and hang out for a while. Hang out for a while? Oh, hold on. You're at the labs? Don't tell me you work on weekends as well. The cat cannot help but laugh at your apprehensive remark. Yeah, but don't worry. Nobody's forcing me when I'm doing my own thing instead of filing another dumb report for Jasper. I find working and studying rather pleasant. Wow, this is why she has 4 master's degree, everybody. She finds learning pleasant. It's very difficult. I'm sorry. I'm not disgrudging or disrespecting, dissing anyone that likes learning. I'm just saying that's amazing. I think people that love learning can go far ahead in life. Learning and applying it, correct? I guess you would know if you truly learned, if you applied it correctly. But yeah, well, that's certainly a relief, if only a little uncommon. Though you can't say you're surprised, given that Natalie said something along those lines yesterday as well. But I don't have a lot to do today either way. And it's been a while since we last chatted for chatting's sake. I was wondering whether you'd be down for some fun time together, no strings attached. Sounds like an 18+ thing, but no. What exactly is your definition of fun times together? Oh, don't sound so scared. Just a regular chat between friends. Maybe in the midst of a quick tour around the place. Didn't you already show me around the building sometime after I first woke up? Yet more chuckling from the scientist side of the call. Oh, that little snippet of my workplace could hardly be considered a tour. After all, I didn't even get to show you our actual synthetic laboratories. I just thought you might be interested in seeing the environment where we came up with, studied, and experimented with the idea of synthetics. Figured it'd help clear some of the doubts in your head about the project and yourself. Though you're a little uncertain about the idea of heading back to New Relay so soon, especially after reconnecting with Nem and George again after so long, you have to admit that the cat does make a valid proposal. After all the nonsense Bradbury tried to put in your head yesterday, and the doubts and fears you've faced ever since, maybe your brief lesson on synthetics is exactly what you need to regain your composure. Plus, Mary still owes you a ton of answers regarding Bradbury, his bodyguard synthetic, and the role the FBI plays in all this mess you got yourself into. And besides, small talk with Mary is oftentimes pleasant just by itself. Okay. Oh, cool music. This better not be copyrighted, man. Deal. When would you like me there? Whenever you wish. This isn't a formal invite or anything of the sort, so you can take your time if you have other things to do. I was thinking we could continue our conversation over lunch though, so maybe we could meet up in the next 2 hours or so? Sounds good to me. I'll make sure I don't have anything else I need to take care of first, then I'll get on a train to New Relay and make my way to the labs. The Siamese sounds very pleased with your eagerness. You can't be too sure because you can't see her in the face, but you're fairly certain that she's smiling on the other side of the call right now. Alright then, I'll see you later. Be sure to call me when you're at the lobby. I'll come and grab you as soon as I'm free. Roger that. I'll see you soon. And with that, the call is over just as quickly as it started. You take a deep, long breath. You weren't quite expecting things to turn out this way, but you can't say you're too displeased with your new plans for the day either. Though you're looking forward to chatting with your cousin and your old friend again, spending the morning in the labs with Mary doesn't seem like a waste of your time. In fact, it could prove quite beneficial. Besides, you could just hit them up in the afternoon, once you get back. There's no reason to plan anything with them so early on in the day. Feeling quite happy with your present arrangements, you make your way out of your apartment and get ready to begin your long journey to the labs. As you exit your apartment, you realize you still haven't heard from your dutiful handler. You're not sure whether Natalie's sleeping right now or is hard at work at the labs like your superior, but you find it strange that she didn't tell you which one it'd be earlier. But then again, if she didn't, it's probably because she's taking the day off like a reasonable person and didn't expect you to second guess it. You could call Mary again and ask just to be safe, but in the end, you decided to take it easy and simply head to Pandora's HQ like you planned. I'm loving the artwork. I think this is more of a this is a non-interactive visual novel in a sense, or not completely. Like it's a semi kind of thing. I don't know what to categorize it because there are visual novels like Sakura Succubus in which any decision you make doesn't really affect the result. You know, it is what it is. I tried it. Or yeah, what other game is there? But I gotta get a visual novel, right? Let's say there's a book, there's a novel. They adapted it to a visual sense, so you can't really play it. You're like just visually walking through it. Oh, did I read that correctly? You make your way across the hallway, then hop on the elevator. You're still a little worried it might freak out like the other day and take an eternity to deliver you to the lobby. But you trust that Jasper's team took care of that problem well enough in your absence yesterday. The elevator does indeed feel much faster as it travels up a floor then another. Then suddenly slows down, much to your surprise. Well, if it isn't our friend Daphne. The door is open, revealing a familiar visage staring, or visage, or visage, either way. Depends on how you pronounce it, I guess, and it'll change meaning on the sentence. Visage staring at you from the hallway. She almost doesn't seem to notice you until she's fully stepped inside. And when she does... Isaac? She seems a little surprised to see you there, though it's probably due to her grogginess. She doesn't appear to have slept all that well last night. Hey, Daphne, how are you doing? Oh, don't get me started. Worst night of my life. Dear Lord, what happened? Came back home from overtime to find out the entire apartment had been zapped by something while I was away. Whole building got wrecked apparently. It was a disaster. Oh, she's referring to that. Sorry for the background noise, my chair squeaked. You'd almost forgotten about that EMP Mary unleashed on the whole building yesterday. Again, you cannot help but feel a little irresponsible over what happened, and the human immediately notices her expression of guilt. She's pretty good with noticing stuff, not gonna lie. You knew about it. Yeah, the whole building was hit by an EMP that fried all the electronics in the building, and looks like a truck is outside beeping. If you're asking, what, Stevie, why you mad? Well, it's 10:22 p.m. night. People are just going through this subdivision, man. Yeah, the whole building was in the building. Put my whole apartment out of commission too. Luckily, Pandora of all corporations stepped in to fix that mess. I think they had everything repaired or replaced by night. Sorry about that, by the way. I thought I'd tell you back at the bar, but you left before I could mention it. I see. The human looks a little dejected all of a sudden, as if remorseful over something. But that feeling doesn't last long. Either way, I'm glad that you and Apollo got out of it unscathed, at least. Electronics can be replaced, but people? Not so much. You weren't expecting Daphne to worry about you like that, but you smile at their unexpected kindness nonetheless. Yeah, I'm loving this visual novel, not gonna lie. It's got, I don't know why. Truth be told, there are other things you could have shared with her regarding this incident. But they take too long to explain to cover a short elevator ride. Speaking of, you quickly press the button leading to the main lobby on the ground floor, since the doors behind Daphne had yet to close. As the doors slowly close shut, the girl snorts and shakes her head at your actions. Thanks. This whole morning's been a mess. I'm not used to waking up early in the weekends. I think I still have a foot or two stuck in dreamland. Hell yeah, up top, Daphne, up top. Same. Comment down below, are you a morning person or a night person? Or an afternoon person? I'm just saying, like, when you wake up, do you feel refreshed on that time? Yeah. Don't mention it, just try to be of help. The girl reciprocates her helpfulness with a faint smile of her own, seemingly relieved. Though the two of you felt somewhat distant yesterday, back at the cafe, it appears that things between you have improved somewhat. A pleasant silence fills the air until you reach the main lobby a few floors up. As you leave the elevator, you can't resist the urge to ask the girl a few more questions, if only for the fun of it. So, since you say you're usually still sleeping at this hour, where are you going all of a sudden? The train station. I need to take a ride to New Relay. Your shock at Daphne's words is so evident it stuns even her in place. Wait, you're heading to New Relay too? You're also going? Yeah, Noticing that both of you ask each other questions, begging long-winded or long-winded answers, Daphne sighs as she begins to answer yours. Like you said earlier, my apartment got cleaned up of all the mess by the time I had arrived. Had Apollo not told me about what happened, I might have never realized it. Uh-huh. That doesn't seem to explain anything, though you'd wager it's because your friend isn't quite done with her explanation. Let me guess, she's gonna go to Pandora, huh? Or that would have been the case had those idiots not forgotten to replace my damn console. Stupid thing still can't boot up for crap. Oh, no, that sucks. Yeah, you can say that twice. I immediately sent in a complaint to the number they gave Apollo, and they said they'd send in a replacement today. Sorry for the background noise, somebody just speeding again. Problem is, the dude who was in charge of delivering it here got sick at the last minute, so the console's still stuck at New Electronics Store in New Relay. Wait, correct? At an electronics store. I knew it. What a mess indeed. Daphne truly cannot seem to catch a break. I see. And you don't feel like waiting a couple more days, I take it. Hell no! By the time I get it, I'll have to hook up all the peripherals again, re-download my games and everything. And I don't feel like doing all that after a full day of dealing with those people at the bar. I can imagine. So, you're going to New Relay to fetch the console by yourself. Pretty much. Might as well take care of that now, rather than tomorrow when all the stores are closed. Sunday. Besides, if I don't waste any time, I should be back by midday, right in time for lunch. Apollo's food is even tastier when you don't know what he's gonna be cooking beforehand. You don't have any trouble believing that? It sounds like your friend has her day all planned out. What about you? What brings you to New Relay? I'm not sure, honestly. One of my friends over at Pandora invited me over for a tour of the place, and maybe lunch later on. I figured I might as well show up since I don't have much else to do this weekend. I see. I guess you gotta keep in touch with your friends from time to time, huh? Especially when they work at a company that made you. Something like that. The words made you sound more than a little unsettling to you given their implication, but you decide to let her remarks slide for now out of fear of ruining the mood. I think she's technically correct, man. Somebody made your arm, metal arm. Yeah, exactly, right? Well, I guess we can head there together then. Take the same ride there, then split up at the train station. I think the journey will be a lot less boring with a big android like you at my side. Really? You want me to follow you? It's not like you're opposed to the idea in the slightest. In fact, you think it'd be pretty fun to hang out with Daphne for a while. You're merely surprised at the request is all. You definitely didn't expect her, of all people, to suggest something like this. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Though the girl sounded serious in her delivery, in your heart you assume she's merely messing with you. Of course not, why would I? Besides, you're the one asking for trouble hanging around someone like me in public. You might just get yelled at very aggressively if you aren't careful, like those two officers who fainted on me the other day. The girl cannot resist laughing at your ironic remarks, a cocky smile on her face. Oh, I'm supposed to be worried about hanging out with you? Give me a break. Now let's get moving already. The train's waiting for us and I'm getting sick and tired of this musty old lobby. Right. Lead the way. Oh, and by the way, what's this thing about you yelling at police officers? Oh, you're interested in that. Well, where do I begin? The two of you are in remarkably good spirits as you leave the condo behind, still busy chatting about your past exploits. You're not sure what twist of fate led the two of you to spend some time together on this otherwise unremarkable morning. But you definitely feel as though the trek to the train station would be a lot more fun with someone like her laughing alongside you. I think if you have a friend, like a friend, an actual friend, a true friend, maybe you're living with one another, roommates, everything you do is enjoyable. Even if it's not enjoyable, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's a horrible walk trip, but at least the event or experience wasn't as bad, with friends. things like that. I don't know. I know that's just me. Comment down below. The streets are more crowded than usual in spite of the relatively early hour, which is normal. Everyone's out and about enjoying their weekend, hanging out with friends, or simply strolling about without a care in the world. You and your friends entertain a lengthy conversation as you make your way to your destination, which seems to have the human particularly amused. You really said that to an officer. Daphne can hardly believe you as you finish recounting the incident with the authorities from the other day. Yeah, in hindsight, maybe I was a little... Damn, that's pretty cool. I'm impressed. Though it's wholly in character, you can't help but be a little shocked by the amazed look in your friend's eyes. Sorry, I just checked the time. You are? Of course I am. Anyone who says that kind of stuff to a policeman is good in my book. Honestly, I didn't have you pegged as a rebellious type. Though, I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. We're not sure whether rebellious is a particularly accurate word to describe yourself or your actions. Reckless is perhaps more fitting. Daphne doesn't seem to mind one way or the other. Whether you did it out of bravery or stupidity, she seems to appreciate your small victory over the local authorities, no matter how meaningless it may be. Either way, I'm surprised you'd heard nothing of this incident before. It was all over the news the other day. Yeah, well, I'm not the sort of person that likes to keep in touch with the news all the time. Really? How come? Well, for one, I can't really bring myself to care about which American top model hooked up with which British royal that day. I have more important things to worry about on a day-to-day basis, namely how to take care of Apollo and myself. Even though I kinda disagree with her there, but you can switch out of it. Because watching the news it can give you information that you can also be misinformed, or you are uninformed. Either way, I also get her. Especially, example me, I don't have the time to watch an hour of news when I have other stuff to do. Chores in the house, might say, that's easy. Okay, that's easy. Then I have school, a lot of subjects to do. And then more chores, and then YouTube. All of that good stuff. And this is just without work. What if I work now? Then it would cut out... I would have to eat up some time. Right? Yeah. Going back to the game, I see. I suppose you don't really care about real-world events, so as long as they don't involve you or your family? Pretty much. Yeah. Like I said, it's not a thing for me. Still, isn't that a little reductive? It can't be that bad. Hard disagree. All the channels pump up the same mediocre poo. I can't recall the last time I heard a journalist speak and felt like I'd learned anything useful. Or like I'd managed to keep all my brain cells intact for that matter. Huh. I see. You've never heard anyone speak so harshly of the news before. What reason... Sorry, I was burped. What reason could she have to be so jaded? Well, I still give them a glance every once in a while. I think it's important to stay updated on what's going on in the world around you. And besides, sometimes you stumble into some pretty cool stuff. My friend Mary was interviewed the other day while I was returning home from New Relay, and she had a lot of cool stuff to say about synthetics. Well, I'm sure it's nothing I can't learn just from interacting with you. You're a little stunned by the amount of confidence your friend is showing to you right now. Is she trying to say that she trusts you? Yeah man, 100%. Come on, Isaac. Either way, you're relieved that she feels so comfortable around you. It's definitely a nice reprieve. From all the awful stares you're receiving from the locals as you traverse the city, whether the onlookers are young or old, men or women, everyone seems to have a reason to stay away from you or whisper behind your back. Your friend seems to have picked up on the tension around you just as quickly as you did, and isn't afraid to voice her thoughts on the matter. God, won't these losers just get a hobby or something? Christ! You're no stranger to being stared at in fear or worse everywhere you go. You're slowly starting to accept that as part of your experience living as a synthetic. But these people aren't just treating you like that. They seem to be showing the same kind of contempt towards your friend too. A human and a synthetic. Interesting. It is disheartening to say the least. I guess I shouldn't be surprised about this kind of reception. I am public enemy number one on a lot of people's minds right now. Shouting at those cops the other morning definitely didn't help. The girl appears more than a little surprised by your interjection, almost like she didn't expect you to speak up at all right now. Eventually, however, she reverts to her regular annoyed look as she tries to reassure you. You say that like what you did wasn't totally justified. If teaching those jerks some manners means being on these idiots' crap list, I'll be glad to have my name written right next to yours. Or I would be glad about that if it wasn't already there for different reasons. You're not sure how you're meant to interpret that stray thought of hers. Is she trying to say that she's been in your shoes before? Come on, Isaac, she's human. She's getting a similar treatment, as you could say. I guess I'm gonna cut this video short, 25 minutes. You know, I'm a little bit tired as well. I'm recording at night. I usually try to record this one video a day. If I can't, maybe I'm super busy. But other than that, thank you for watching, everybody. And hopefully you like the video or comment down below or watch the video. Anything, really. Or I'll be seeing you in a different video. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Stay safe. Bye!